know we do save soil, but it's we should understand more of the various facets from the angle of a farmer, from save soil angle, from how composting can help us come closer to soil. So many ways of strengthening our connection with earth and soil. Namaste everyone. So I am so groggy today. I did the Thai Mann mud bath in the morning. I woke up at 2:30. I did my breath watching, meditation and stuff, and then I did the Thai Mann. Then I did my practices. I was so cold, so I closed the entire room and I lit. It was crazy. I think I was not thinking. I put the dhoop. Lots of dhoop I put because the room was so cold. It's been raining like crazy. It's almost like winter. And so I also burned some camphor on that diya, that thing. So there was camphor non-stop burning, and there was like 5 cones of dhoop, and on the side there was also the diffuser, aroma diffuser. So that had a fire and water burning because I had to heat the room up. I think it heated it to some extent, and then I put the Thai Mann, but I started feeling so cold that I didn't like put a fully. I just put a little bit, and then I did my practices. But by the time that room had heated up also, and the thing with Thai Mann is that once you coat it, initially it feels very cold because the water in that mud is cold. But once you coat it and it dries, it basically it becomes warmer. There are some dynamics of these things which I had not thought of much, but I read that book by Tenzin Palmo, I think her name was. She stayed in a cave in the Himalayas way back in 1980s, and she spent years there in retreat in the cave in very cold temperatures, and she was saying that apparently the cave, the colder it is outside, the warmer the cave is. So it's kind of similar with Thai Mann as well, because once you apply it and it's cool because of the water, but once it kind of dries up and hardens, which it does in like a couple of minutes, and it sucks, I guess, the body heat initially, so you start feeling really cold, and then it starts becoming warmer. It creates a little warm sheath around the body. So eventually it became okay, and I did do my practices. I did Shakti Chalan, and then I did Guru Puja, because by the time I finished my Shakti Chalan, it was already 5 or something, and then I did the Guru Puja, and then I had a nice warm bath. Again, I am not very sure, so again after Guru Puja I had to sit for a while, because right after practices we don't actually have a bath. So yeah, but so I am so groggy, and then I fell asleep because I finally at 6:30 I came out and I was like, and then I went to sleep. So yeah, I would have gone cycling actually. Now I'm thinking, now that I'm awake, it's 11:30 right now. But I was also thinking of going into silence today because it's a Sunday, but that also didn't happen. I'm trying to buy a GoPro camera, and yesterday I was doing the purchase and it kept getting stuck, and then now my auntie from US herself is trying to buy it. So I thought, then how will I go into silence when the messages are coming? I said, leave it. And probably because I had this whole early morning stint of 2:30 to 6 o'clock where I did the yoga and all this Thai Mann and all this stuff, I am feeling nice and I'm okay. So I thought I'll shoot this video. And I hope I'm just rambling on and on because I'm feeling a little bit groggy and stuff. So yeah, let me tell you more about Thai Mann, because as I said in the morning, that's what I did. So yeah, I have done a video of Thai Mann before. Like earlier I did a video on Abhyanga, which is oil massage, which is absolutely wonderful, and honestly I do that way often. It's also easier in a lot of ways. Anyway, I don't want to digress into that. But Thai Mann I have done, I think now 5 times or so. So it's not like I even do on a monthly frequency, but I do it like once in a while. It's a little difficult because, as I've mentioned, when I did it today morning, it was so cold. There's so many things had to be done. I really had to heat the room. So okay, if I have a heater, and more than the logistics, it's like you have to think through all this. Like, it's so cold. How do I heat the place and all? And even after that, despite the fact that I took all these precautions to heat the room, And then I did have a hot water bath after it was all done. But I still little bit coldy feeling is again there, which I'm getting almost every time. So even earlier on I did it once when there was an Isha Save Soil event actually outside, and I did my Thai Mann at 3 in the morning. And and that time I did not even I did not heat the room. I kept the door open, which was okay, a bit probably it was silly. But the room was cold, and then I did Thai Mann, and oh my god, my brain just froze or something. I managed my practices, somehow had a bath and just slept, and I missed that whole Save Soil event. And I told the Anna that I don't know, because in Save Soil these people come completely coated in mud, and I do not understand how they do that because it's so cold. Maybe for my Prakriti, because the cooling aspect of mud bath may not be so helpful. So I have to manage it out, I think. I have been thinking, especially since today, because it was so cold, I actually, maybe after putting the mud bath, one can wear some clothes. So I would keep separate clothes for it. Even a warm clothing, like a woolen something. So yeah, but of course, the reason I'm thinking all this is because there are many positive aspects to it for sure. So I want to just do this video once more, because the earlier video I think I went into a few different aspects and didn't just do a review of Thai Mann. This is kind of a review with a little bit more logistic stuff, and I've done it many times now since the previous video, so it's good to talk now. Yeah, so this is the Thai Mann packet. It costs 100 rupees. So there was a controversy when the Save Soil movement went, and you know how it is, there's always a bunch of people who throw very random controversies at Isha. And sometimes I feel, at least if they researched the topic well and they did a genuine controversy, at least the correct, some things which may be wrong in the organization can get fixed, but they don't do it. They just come up with bizarre accusations which are just like lacking common sense. So basically what a lot of people were saying is that Sadhguru started the Save Soil movement because he wanted to sell this Thai Mann packet. The thing is, this packet is 100 rupees, and in 100 rupees you can do, I would say, 3 times. Again, it depends, because how much of mud you use. Like if you make a very thick paste with a lot of mud and you coat very thick, then you may use it twice. But if you did a semi-normal thing, then you can use it thrice, and if you do a very watery one, you could even use it 4 to 5 times. So if it's 100 rupees, you're talking about 30 rupees per mud bath, which is, mud bath is like a spa experience, which they will charge thousands of rupees to give you a mud bath, and maybe the mud over there may not even be as good quality as this Thai Mann mud. So this is not a business model, just to let people know. You don't have a 100 rupee packet, and selling that 100 rupee packet in mass cannot be your business model. That's not the kind of controversy you want to start. It's so silly, especially for someone like Sadhguru who can easily sell a 100 buck packet. I mean, he has millions of followers. Yeah, he doesn't have to do a Save Soil to do this. So it was bizarre, that controversy. I was so surprised. Another similar controversy that people have thrown on Isha is, when Sadhguru was doing Youth and Truth, there was one college student who stands up very full of accusations and confidence and says that, Sadhguru, you have started your own Amazon. And I am sitting there and just laughing because, I'm sitting behind the laptop. I was not there at the event. So I'm just laughing and laughing because at that time, Isha's e-commerce site, which is ishalife.com, is so crappy. In fact, that someone will compare it to Amazon.com, like seriously, you have to just lose it. So it was so funny, and Sadhguru of course answered him differently, but if I was there, I would have just laughed and said, boss, first you please understand what is a good e-commerce website and what is a bad e-commerce website, and Isha Life was that bad e-commerce website. But anyway, now it's a little better. Isha Life has been improving a lot because, of course, amazing people like myself have been helping at the back end. And I've been doing some volunteering with the Isha Life team right now. So, but they are improving. They are doing a lot of changes. So, anyway, coming back to the topic about Thai Mann. Thai Mann is 100 rupees for this packet, and you can use it 2, 3, 4, 5 times depending on how much you use per session. And what to say, it's wonderful, it smells of camphor, and it has vibhuti, and in the ingredients they are saying mud, mung bean, which is mug flour, raw camphor, vibhuti, shikakai. But really the smell is so refreshing. Just you can either do a full body coat, like a full body mud bath, or you can they have given instructions that if you don't have time to do a full body mud bath, you can do it just in a very small, like you say, in case sadhana time is very limited, before sadhana it can be applied on soles of the feet, palms, around the navel, on the anahata or point where the rib cage meets, on the pit of the throat or entire throat, and between the eyebrows or on the entire forehead or face. So there is a short version of doing the mud bath where you just apply it on a few regions of the body, and then you do your practices, which might be easier because then you may not even have to you may be living with other people, in which case you can take the mud bath and just smear it in certain places and do your practices in the amongst other people. In fact, that's always been a question for me, because I stay alone, I don't have an issue, but if one is doing a full mud bath and if one is living with people, I guess you would have to do the mud bath in the bathroom and then wear clothes and come and do your practices outside, which will be warmer also actually. As I have been mentioning, it's too cold. So yeah, that is also definitely, there is this short version of Thai Mann, which maybe I should try so I can do it a little more often, because I think it would definitely be very much possible to, every time I'm sitting to do my practices, whenever that is, just take 5 minutes, prepare the mix, apply it in 5 whatever spots, and then do the practices, and then just have a bath, or even just take water and clean it up. So yeah, see, that is why I love making these videos, because I myself get more into the topic, more thoughts come to my mind about how to do this better. And they are saying it is recommended that a minimum application should be done once every moon cycle. That means between Amavasya and Purnami, and between every Purnami and Amavasya, you want to do it at least once. So every 14-15 days you want to do it once. I have not yet done it once, but okay, I mean, it's good to know. Let's see, maybe this new quick application I could do it. And the only other condition is that after you do this Thai Mann and do your practices, and then you clean it up either with a shower or just like this, then don't apply chemicals and creams. But I think that is not such a strict one, because it is more about, if you've done a mud bath, obviously it makes sense that you want to let your skin breathe naturally. Main benefit I would say of Thai Mann is, what happens is, on the course of days, you start getting those growls in the mind, you start getting irritated with people, so that in the mind those kich happen. So it is very useful for that. I have noticed every time I do it, that kich in the mind just reduces. Like, I was feeling irritated with people before, but after the Thai Mann, more like 80% of the irritation is gone. And just to correlate this with the Ayurvedic doshas, because I do that, I am a student of Ayurveda. So please take whatever I'm saying in this with some understanding that I'm still a student. I'm not like an expert talking. From what my understanding is, that these irritations and the little anger, those negative things stuck in the mind, those are very much influenced with Pitta, because Pitta is the one that is the hot, fiery dosha in our body. So the moment the Pitta is rising or something, you get irritated and all. And especially in my case, because I throw myself in a lot of situations and I don't eat food properly a lot of times, sometimes the Pitta just rises like very high, and I can get angry. Like, the anger is so, just at a snap of a finger, the anger. But I can channel it. Like, once it had happened, I was in an Isha event and I was totally into it, and I exerted myself a lot, and I had not had food for hours, and I was and this was after COVID, and after COVID the Pitta is like a little crazy. So the Pitta was so high, and I'm just focused. I was still not angry or anything. But then I was in that event, and a lot of public had come, and there was a drunk guy in it. Yeah, he was drunk. And I had just gone and sat somewhere, and this guy is looking at me, and I am like, bloody, I'll break you if you do anything, yeah. But there was a girl next to me, and he was really, he was looking at her and he had followed her and he was just sitting and making all those lewd faces and stuff, and I was anyway I cannot take such behavior, but already my pitta was so high, I was literally like, I will break you if you do something. And then of course I didn't do anything, but I made such angry faces at him that he got little scared, but after that he started throwing himself on someone else. So I said, nothing doing, this won't work. I first tried to get the men over there, do something, and they were like, what can we do? They were also scared. So then we went and I told that girl, don't sit here and just be quiet and take this rubbish, let's go. And we told the volunteer Anna that you go get a team of people and get this guy out. But he was very confident, he was a little tone actually, he was all meditative, listening to Sadhguru, but then I he has to do his job, so he went on his own, and we were like, Anna, please take someone, and he just went on his own. And I don't know, he just requested him, or he told that person was accompanying the drunk person, and he basically told them to go, and they left. And so it happened very low. There was no major climax. It all very nicely got sorted. But my point is that the pitta, it does this stuff. It makes us like little aggressive. It makes us, and when it turns negative, so the positive aspects is that it could make us ambitious. It could make us that power that drives us. Like when I plan a cycle tour, like a long distance cycle tour, then there's a lot of pitta involved because it's a lot of ambition going on. There's a lot of projecting, saying yes, we will do all this stuff and all that. But the negative part will be you will get irritated, anger of course, but my anger is still better channeled. I will channel it to specific things. I would like to think that. But irritation, little irritation, like so Thaai Mann is great for that, and it makes sense because earlier also when I was analyzing that what will be the impact of a mud bath on our Ayurvedic doshas, I think it will definitely improve our pitta, balance it out. So anger, heat, body heat problems, little irritations, over ambitiousness, over dominance, all those things should be helped with the mud bath. Of course, then it says that the connect with the bhumi, that is earth, becomes stronger. So that would then impact the kapha aspect, because kapha is totally earth dominated. Yeah, I might have thought that maybe I started sleeping after it because of the kapha increase, because if kapha increases, very often you become lazy, slow, dormant, sleepy. But a lot of times it is actually related to my yoga practices, because a lot of times when I do yoga, the mind just becomes so relaxed that I think I just end up feeling sleepy and going to sleep sometimes. But it's very nice sleep. It's a very nice, very peaceful sleep. Hi everyone. So when I was editing this video, I thought of a couple of points. I realized that I didn't touch about the kapha aspect properly. The thing is, as I mentioned earlier in this video, that every time I do this Thaai Mann thing, I start feeling little cold coffee, or sometimes this head goes cold or something. So that is again a kapha impact, because probably the cold and the kapha aspect of the body is closely tied with the kapha dosha of Ayurveda. So clearly that is getting a little affected for me. But I think it is easily taken care of by having like warm drinks and having like pepper and stuff to even heat up the body internally after the mud bath. So yeah, I just want to touch upon that. And the other thing is that when we talk about kapha, for me it may be having this implication of increased cold, but for other people who may need it, it might actually become balancing, because if the kapha is on the lower side, then when it gets bolstered with such activities, then it could result in a feeling of stability, balance in the mind and body, and maybe a bit relaxation of the pace, a little bit more of equanimity and balance in life in general. So yeah. So largely what I have noticed is from the irritation angle, that it helps us just drop little negativities and little irritations that are stuck in the mind. So that is why I feel like doing it again, especially at some point if I am feeling really kitsch about something, maybe it's a good time to do a little Thai Mann few times. And yeah, just kind of, even if you have to take a decision, you know, and you're irritated with someone, but you have to decide something, then better do a couple of Thai Manns properly, drop that irritation, and then take your decision in a calm and a collected manner, looking at all the various aspects. I'm in that situation right now, so that's why I brought this example in. But that's the thing with Thai Mann. I mean, it is great, and you can, of course, the way to purchase is through the ishalife.com website. Otherwise, of course, you may get it in some of the shops which keep Isha products as well. And yeah, so this is also part of my Save Soil series of videos. I will link a playlist also if you want to see the other videos about soil. Because I know we do save soil, but it's we should understand more of the various facets from the angle of a farmer, from save soil angle, from how composting can help us come closer to soil. So many ways of strengthening our connection with earth and soil.